Welcome back to the Jam on the U. 12 civil rights leaders recently went on a historic trip to Mauritania, Africa, in efforts to raise awareness of slavery and bring freedom to all residents. Now, on their journey, they were stopped by the Mauritanian government and rejected entry visas after landing. Rhymefest Smith was one of the members who went along with the Chicago-based Abolition Institute co-founder Sean Tenner. Hello, and thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, this is an amazing trip. Obviously, first of all, tell us why you guys decided to go to Mauritania. What need did you see there for you all to take your delegation there?
Well, you know, in Mauritania, while some civilizations are moving toward the future, they're still living in the past, many of them, because there's still slavery and torture of women and children. And wherever you see a need like that, when women and children are being enslaved, I think we, coming from the past we come from in America, have an obligation to go help those who are still in bondage.
Definitely.
And you know what's most shocking about slavery in Mauritania is that it's very similar to the type of slavery that we had here in America before the Civil War. You hear a lot about human trafficking, and that's an issue that's talked about a lot in the news. But only in Mauritania does the type of slavery exist that we had here in the U.S. prior to the Civil War. It's a race and descent-based slavery. You are born a slave, you are die a slave, you can be traded, sold, women are given as gifts, and the impact of slavery on women and children is so horrific, it almost defies description.
So this is why you guys were going to Mauritania, but
yes.
You all didn't quite exactly, the trip didn't quite exactly go as planned. Obviously, you're still doing your work from afar, but tell me what happened. You guys weren't allowed into the country.
Sure. Well, we had been working very closely with our U.S. Embassy, which is a wonderful partner for freedom in our efforts, for many months. The embassy had been working with the Mauritanian government because we came in a spirit of collaboration and partnership. We wanted to hear from all sides working on this issue in the country, and we wanted to build partnerships both at the economic level and the human rights level. And so we were utterly shocked when we found out, just as we were boarding the final flight into Nouakchott, that the government had made an about-face and decided that they were going to deny entry.
So this is video right now that you shot, Che. This is your delegation in, it looks like Paris's airport.
No, we were in Mauritania.
Oh, then you were in Mauritania?
Yeah, that's the Mauritanian airport, and that's when they were basically putting, we had just got out of detention, and they put us on an immediate flight to Paris. And so what we did, we went to Paris, and then we went to Senegal, West Africa, where we met up with Mauritanian refugees. And I'll tell you, one of the best things that happened to us on the trip was me collaborating with Mauritanian rap artists.
Oh, wow.
And they said, look, we don't fight slavery with guns. We fight slavery with music. And I got to do music with them in their own language. And they taught me their language. And they said, you know, we fight slavery how Mandela fought apartheid. And it just changed to me what an artist can do. I mean, in America, we go so much for money and success, but in other places, they're fighting oppression with art.
Okay, so even though you all didn't get a chance to enter Mauritania, you guys are still on the fight.
Well, we had a wonderful view of the airport for about 8 hours.
I understand. Well, we're glad that you guys are back safe and able in a position and able to continue to fight. We're actually going to continue this conversation because, as you mentioned, you all got to meet some folks in Senegal and talk to some people from Mauritania. And I know that you all have another young lady here that got really close and personal with some of the former slaves in that country. So, folks, coming back up in a little bit, we're going to hear some of those stories and we'll share some of those after the break. Stick with us. We'll be right back.